introduce myself. My name is Alda Aulia Hafid, and I'm from Informatics 1A with NIM 01225009. So today, I would like to share a monologue about life, about acceptance, long lines, and the quiet process of learning to let go. In a world that constantly asks us to move fast, to achieve more, and to always appear strong, we often forget to sit with our emotions. This monologue is a reflection of the moments when life becomes silent, when we are left alone with our thoughts, and when acceptance becomes the only way forward. Through this monologue, I hope to express how long lines is not always empathize, but sometimes a teacher, and how acceptance is not weakness, but a form of strength. Uh, there was a time when I thought being strong meant holding on to people, holding on to memories, holding on to things that once made me feel alive. I thought if I didn't let go, nothing would be taken from me. But life doesn't work that way. Life doesn't ask for permission before it changes. People live, feelings fade, dreams shift into something else. And suddenly, you're standing in a place you never imagined, trying to understand how you got there. I used to be afraid of letting go because letting go felt like losing, like admitting that something mattered uh, more to me than it ever did to the world. But slowly, life taught me something else. Letting go, it's not about giving up, it's about accepting what no longer stays. Ikhlas, acceptance, is not an instant feeling, it's a process, a painful one. It's waking up every day and reminding yourself that some things are beyond your control. It's learning to stop asking why and start saying this is how it is. And honestly, that lesson came to me through long lines. Long lines is misunderstood. People think it only means being alone, but long lines uh, can exist even when you are surrounded by people. It's the feeling of not being understood, of not being chosen, of realizing that the space you give to others is not always returned. Um, I felt lonely in crowded rooms, lonely in conversations, lonely while smiling, and in those moments, I realized something uncomfortable. No one is coming to save me from this feeling. Yeah, no one is coming to save me from this feeling. And that realization hurt, but it also woke me up. Because maybe life was never about being rescued. Maybe it was about learning how to sit with yourself without running away. Long lines force you to meet yourself. The version you avoid when you're busy. The version that feels insecure, scared, unsure, and when there is no one else to distract you, you finally listen. I learned that I was holding on to things because I was afraid of impotence, afraid that if I let go, there would be nothing left. But impotence is not always bad. Sometimes it's space to breathe, space to grow, and space to become a someone new. E-class taught me that pain does not disappear just because we accept it, but it becomes lighter, not because it hurt less, but because we stop fighting it. I stopped asking life to be fair. I stopped expecting people to stay just because I would have stayed for them. And that was one of the hardest lessons because loving deeply means being willing to be disappointed and still choosing to love. I learned that not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay forever. Some people are lessons, some are chapters, some are just moments here and moments and ending. That doesn't mean they were meaningless. It means they serve their purpose. Lies taught me independence, not the kind that makes you cold, but the kind that makes you grounded. Uh, I learned how to sit with my thoughts, how to enjoy silence, how to find comfort in my own presence, and a class taught me peace, not happiness, not excitement, just peace. The quiet kind, the kind that comes when you stop chasing what runs away and start uh, protecting what stays, including yourself. Life doesn't get easier. You just get stronger in softer ways. You learn to forgive without apologies. You learn to move on without closure. You learn to smile without pretending. And one day, you realize that the long lines that once scared you has become a place you understand. Not because you want to stay there forever, but because you know you can survive it. And that's enough. I'm still learning, still letting go, still accepting. And some days, a class feels heavy. Some days, long lines come back quietly. But now, I don't panic because I know that even in silence, even in empathize, I'm still here, still breathing, still growing, and maybe that's what life is. Not about having everything figured out, but about continuing to walk even when the road feels empty. Slowly, honestly, and with a heart that learns to let go without losing itself. Um, in the end, life does not always give us answer. Sometimes it give it gives us silence, and in that silence, we learn to understand ourselves more deeply. Learning to accept does not mean the pain disappears, but it allows us to move forward without resentment. Long lines may come and go, but it also teach us resilience, independence, and self-awareness. Through this monologue, I learned that acceptance is a journey and every individual walks it at their own pace. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this reflection. Thank you. Bye.